My hot take is this. I'm sorry, but Ring is not a security or surveillance system.
I'd agree with that.
Welcome back to the Artisan Series. I feel like it's been at least a week since I've seen these clowns here filming another episode. They're not clowns. Vnzo's a fantastic company. They do great work for us. But today is a special one. Flown all the way up from Florida. Michael himself from IC Realtime. We're going to talk about the difference between surveillance systems and security, and huge difference, right?
Yes.
We're going to talk about how to design the best system for you, what that looks like. Is it buying a bunch of things off of a Amabeep and then just putting them on the wall and running them off batteries? Probably not. We'll talk more about that later. And then we'll talk about the importance of having professionals design these things for you. IC Realtime with Architechne provides phenomenal design services free of charge to you.
Full solution.
And of course, you're all used to this. We had a big turnout with the cheeseburgers. Thank you so much. And that thing is over 5,000 views already. A ton of you have become subscribers, so continue, like, subscribe, and share, make this channel bigger. We got to educate the world on this. That was for you, One Chain. But today is kind of about me. As you're aware, if you know who I am, I love myself an energy drink or two. Matter of fact, I've already had two today before we get into these 5. I'm not a coffee drinker. So today we're going to do the rating system like we always have. Whether it's fireworks or cheeseburgers or whiskey or whatever else we're doing. Today we're going into energy drinks. Do you have an energy drink of choice, or are you a coffee drinker?
I do enjoy an energy drink. You actually have my favorite first, and I appreciate that. I am a type 2 diabetic, so I appreciate the zero sugar energy drinks. Before I was diagnosed with diabetes, this was my favorite.
Oh, so what happens today?
Today it's fine. We'll take small sips. Them all, are you? I'll go in the back and inject myself with a little bit of insulin here in a minute.
Perfect. That's what we need. We can't have everybody die on set. Can't everybody die on set. So we'll go through this, and of course we'll go through a nice rating system. Michael, quick thing. It's just a 1 through 10, and unlike other rating systems, you don't have to be nice. Okay. If something is horrific, it should be at a 1 or a 2.
Oh, I will absolutely call that terrible if it is.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Honesty is important. By the way, let's get to an introduction. Please.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. My name is Michael Cabalero. I am the training manager with IC Realtime. Been with IC Realtime going on 9 years on the 28th of this month. It's been a fantastic ride. I love the company and I love what I do for IC Realtime. It's great.
That's phenomenal. Big question. We ask this to every guest. What was the technology that got you into the industry?
So I started my career in IT, but I've been training most of my career. And then when I discovered my cameras and recorders, it was very interesting with me. So IC Realtime was actually right around the corner. I live 5 minutes from the office, so it was very easy for me to find the company. And yeah, it's been great ever since. Here
we are. What is home surveillance? Before we get into that, we should probably crack one of these open.
Yeah, let's crack it. Let's start with the zero sugar.
And you've got to take those biases and do your best to put them aside. Because I believe if you look at the highest ranked energy drinks in America, this has to be number 1.
It's got to be.
They got to move more of these than anybody. I mean, this is.
What is it?
Oh, I don't have to explain what this is. Everybody knows. You're drinking one right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll probably have one right in front of you.
Yeah, this is a Monster Energy Zero Ultra. They're always held up. UFC, people, they hang this, they put this one up.
They do.
But we all love this one.
Love UFC. I'm a big UFC fan.
Oh, same. It's fantastic. Cheers.
Cheers.
I just had 2 of these. Here's what's interesting.
Tried and true.
I know. It's part of the bloodstream at this point. This thing is good.
It is.
It's also I alternate between whiskey and energy drinks. That's what happens.
It's a good go-between. For me, it's vodka and energy drinks. I just can't mix them anymore at this age.
We got Tito's and Gregos waiting for you. Tonight's going to be great. You're going to love it. What do you think? 1 to 10.
So this, I gotta rate this a solid 10.
This is a 10er?
Yeah, this is a 10. Yeah.
Wow.
It's a 10 because they still maintain the quality of the flavor without having the added sugar. And for me, that goes a long way.
And it does. In my future, it's a long way because I'm going to be where you are right now. There's no doubt. I drink these things.
I'm sure you're getting there.
I'm doing my best, especially the cheeseburgers. I do what I can. I'm going to go. Here's what I think. I'm gonna go with a 9, and
Okay.
here's why. I have had energy drinks when I travel. I have had a few different energy drinks that taste better. And typically I have a one-off and it's at some random gas station somewhere, whatever it may be. And I can never remember what it is. Ghost was one of them for a bit. A little gummy, gummy bear flavor ones.
Sure.
This is tried and true. I don't get tired of it. Actually, scratch that, 9.5. I'm gonna go 9.5.
Actually, I'm gonna bring that back, and I'm gonna give that a 9 as well, because really the 10 is
It's
what
coming?
the 10 is really what I've always loved. Yeah.
The 10 is coming. What is home surveillance? Let's define it.
So home surveillance traditionally is going to be a camera system, so it's going to be a number of cameras. It's also going to be an NVR, and we're going to keep this just for the sake of simplicity. We'll keep it just to IP-based systems, so Internet Protocol-based systems, what most new camera systems are nowadays. And basically, that's going to be, like I mentioned, your cameras, 6, 7, 8 cameras, a recorder, an NVR, which is basically a recorder, and then some kind of cloud storage solution to go with it, just to have some redundancy in place.
Well, and here's something we can talk about before the end of this episode is that you've just released a product that you can use old coax lines to convert, and so that's a very cool. When we retro jobs all the time, it's always a hassle to repull lines.
It is, and those Balens that which you're referring to, they really give you a really simple solution to move from coax into an IP space.
Thank you, by the way. It saves us a ton of time,
Absolutely.
and it's going to save the clients a ton of money. Several different types of options for you. And you know about this. You've got your entry-level stuff.
Yes.
Right? I've already opened up with this. You got your Ring. I think, what is there another one called?
You got your
Bing?
Nest.
Bing? Nest? What is it? What was Bing one?
No, Bing. Bing was a search engine.
No, yeah. But there's another one. There's some little cube.
But
God,
I don't.
It's like
recall
$8.
But your biggest players are going to be your Ring and your Nest, right? So
Yeah.
your Google Nest and your Amazon Ring.
And those are usually wireless.
They are.
They try to get you to get cheap the products they sell at cost and get it into your home as quickly as possible. Yeah. And then the idea of that concept is that you pay a monthly fee.
Right. So you're always relying on cloud storage. Right, and then also keep in mind that those cameras, if you're looking for a camera that's going to give you any kind of tamper-proof capabilities, right? Those cameras are usually going to be plastic as opposed to, your surveillance cameras, which are usually a hardened aluminum housing.
What do you mean? They go down in the middle of winter?
They sure
Stop.
can. They sure can.
You've all experienced it. IC
also,
Realtime doesn't happen.
Also, usually, many of them are battery operated. They'll tell you those batteries are going to last you 6 months, and as we all know, those batteries usually last about 3.
Right.
So you really get about half the battery capacity that's advertised.
Then you go up a level, and then you go into the monthly subscription guys. So you've got the ADTs and the security companies. Now you got that level of product, and they're just interested in getting a couple of things up there, getting your subscription going, getting a couple of sensors in the home,
right.
And then of course charging you the monthly fee of anywhere between $50 to $150, depending on the complexity of your system.
Sure. The camera itself is subscription based as well. So what that means is that once you stop paying for this camera system, the camera is basically a brick. It's a paperweight. At this point, right?
That's a good point.
So
that's a really good point.
Those solutions, with a standard security system, with something like an IC Realtime security system, the cameras and the recorder are yours. Even if you're paying for a monthly cloud storage solution or analytics solution, it's your camera system at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's a good call out. And then last but not least, and there's a handful of camera system manufacturers that would be considered luxury residential and down, because the price points. And this is why you're one of the companies that we work with. When we vet IC Realtime, they have price pointed cameras that are very inexpensive, that actually match the price of Ring. And then of course they go all the way up to enterprise grade, commercial grade cameras that are best in class, the best available. And so there's a handful of companies that will do the tier of what IC Realtime is, but they just don't quite hit the mark that you do with your analytics software, your AI software, all of your support that you provide for the end user and the dealer.
That is correct. That's correct.
And the fact that you have a couple of different manufacturing facilities there, because there are some people that are worried about people spying on them and things like that. And so you can get into that in a little bit. But those are kind of the different tiers of systems. Sure. But before we go further, what's your hot take, Michael?
My hot take is that you don't want Chinese manufactured cameras in your home. IC Realtime's cameras are South Korean manufactured, so you always have that peace of mind. We believe that Chinese camera systems are not as secure as the camera systems that we manufacture.
And last but not least, IC Realtime integrates with all the latest and greatest automation systems. They get pulled into Savant, Control4, and they're automated by Josh AI as well. What is the next one here? You got the
So the next one is the OG
the classic.
Monster Energy, the classic.
The classic. Holy cow. Before we get into this thing.
Just chock full of sugar.
The serving size is one, yeah, it's 54 grams of sugar.
Wow.
Do you have do you have a little, do you have an Epi or something?
I do.
Can I
Don't
stab
worry. I have an EpiPen, insulin.
Okay, we're ready. Oh, my heart's already quickening. This isn't good.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah.
This
It's been 2.5 years since I've had one of these.
I'm so sorry. I got you back. I brought you back to the. Oof.
I'm excited for the next one as well.
I'm going to save this for later. This is going to go with some Tito's.
Yeah. That is my 10.
This is going to bother a lot of people. Michael may want to fight. I'm going to go 8. It has not held up. This is like going and watching one of those shows that you saw 20 years ago. Like, this is my favorite movie. And you start watching, like, oh my gosh, what happened?
Yeah.
That's what just happened there. And 8's not bad. It's not bad.
No, it's not bad.
Not bad at all. What's the difference between observational cameras and surveillance?
So observational cameras are going to be what we've been talking about for quite a bit of this video. And that's going to be your Ring cameras or your Nest cameras. The reason they are observational is because you're not recording any footage to a usable location. Everything is recorded to the cloud. So you're relying on having that cloud connection available to you. And if you don't have that cloud connection, you don't have any footage being recorded. Where a surveillance system, everything is an all-in-one package. There is an NVR on site. Your cameras are hardened. There's also a cloud connection as well, so you have that redundancy in place. So it's a full-fledged security system with the intelligent analytics to back that up as well.
That's awesome. And there's so many benefits to having something set up that way. That
there is. I personally, I love having redundancy in place at my home. I have on-site storage, and then I have a cloud storage solution as well, just in case anything goes down with the cloud. I know it's being recorded to my hard drive. If my hard drive fails, I know it's being recorded to the cloud. So for me, redundancy is important.
It's important. And right now, people's homes, that's not just the place that these methods are taken. Yeah. You drive around in every major city now. What do you see on every street corner? Cameras.
Surveillance.
Backed up backed up to hard drives, backed up to clouds. It's just the way that everybody does it at this point. And what's the difference between IP versus CCTV?
That's an interesting question. It's funny that people still use the term CCTV. CCTV is defined as a closed circuit system, which means that you have no outside access to it, which really doesn't exist anymore. Most security systems at this point, those are going to be IP systems and internet connected systems that gives you the ability to pull out your phone, open up your mobile application, and be able to check on your cameras or play back any of your video that you have available. So that's going to be the difference between something like a CCTV system and an IP-based system.
The last time I saw a CCTV system, it had a joystick, and I was pulling it out of a person's restaurant system.
Sure.
It was interesting.
Sure, yeah.
Biggest topic of all, probably in this category, are wired systems versus wireless.
That's great. Yeah. So, for a long time, wireless systems weren't really very reliable. And right now, you really only get a lot of reliability from a wireless system if it's a plastic cameras, which is why you see that in your Ring and your Nest and a lot of your DIY home solutions. When it comes to your serious CCTV systems and your IP-based systems, yes, you're always going to want to go wired above wireless for those connections, especially that that video is important to you, and that transfer that video back to your NVR is also important to you. So you want to make sure that you've got the most reliable connection available.
The last but not least is third-party security companies. We get asked all the time, hey, why don't you sell security? And I say the same thing. We're a technology company. I'm not trying to get your monthly $10 a month rip. We don't care about that. We want to make sure we provide the best technology for you, and we use the best vendors for that technology. If you want security layered in on top of your camera system, fantastic. We'll do that for you, and you can have your surveillance, and you can have door contacts and some glass break sensors. And if you use ADT, They have their own call centers and everything else. If you use an integrator like us or you use a smaller company, they're using the same call centers as ADT, but they're just taking the rip and put it in their pocket. So we're not willing to do that to our clients, and we're not going to. And for all of you that are down in Florida, and of course here in lovely Minnesota and Wisconsin, make sure you give us a call to handle any of those needs for you. Okay, before we get into design, I gotta throw this out, and I'm also thirsty for another round. But my hot take is this: I'm sorry, but Ring is not a security or surveillance system.
I'd agree with that.
We got
So we got Ghost,
this is Ghost
zero sugar, and orange cream.
orange cream.
This may usurp the original monster here. Oh, I can't drink this. This is for 18 and over only.
Yeah,
Can't drink this.
it's got a lightning bolt on the back. That's good.
Yeah, there's always some kind of lightning bolt or something.
This is an
on it.
experiment here because I don't think I've ever had this version.
That's not bad. That's not bad.
There's got more smell coming off this one. So let's bring. Hold on, let me give this thing an SJ. What do you think?
I'm gonna give that an 8.5. 8.5.
8.5.
8.5.
I think we're gonna match on this. I'm gonna go 8.5 on that one as well.
That's very good.
The initial, I thought this thing was gonna come in way. I mean, this could have been an 11. Could have broken the scale.
I thought it was going to top this, but it's a little bit sweet. I don't know if I could get through a whole can of that flavor.
I don't think I could either.
Yeah.
But we're gonna find out because I'll probably be mixing that with something else. We'll see what happens. Speaking of that, there's a couple things we want to cover.
Mm-hmm.
One, we keep talking about mixing drinks later. The reason why is we're grand opening another location. We're in Rochester, Minnesota, baby. And this fine location, we've got phenomenal, obviously IC Realtime cameras here, music systems, theater systems, lighting and shades and galore. So this thing grand opens today. We've already had a builder here designing a beautiful home, and we're going through floor plans right now. I don't know if they're still in there. Who knows what's going on there. But come see us today. If you're in the Rochester community, please come see us. We've got several clients that are already here that we've already done service for, and this community is underserved, and we're here. Let's talk about one of the most important pieces of the entire process, which is the design process. And I before you go into this, I got to say, we've had several clients that designed their systems with us through and with you. And so that process, live on the phone, the top-down review, and the whole thing is one of the best I've ever seen. So if you could unlock some of that, unpack some of that for the viewers, I think it'd be very beneficial for them.
I can. So our design system is a process of bringing in our dealers, right, and, like yourselves, and your customers, and really dialing in what they want out of their camera system. We take a floor plan, we take a CAD drawing, and what we do is we create a PDF layout showing you all of the camera locations, the mounting heights, the coverage areas, the fields of view. And what that does for you is that helps for you to understand the camera system pre-install. That way you can make the right decision about where you want those cameras to go before that install happens. Now, once we do that, we also indicate to you something called our dory distances. Are you familiar with the term dory?
No.
So
like
dory,
the Explorer?
Nope. It's a little bit different.
Okay.
So
Tell me more.
DORI is an acronym that stands for Detect, Observe, Recognize, and Identify. And those are the distances at which you can do those four things. So it helps for the customer to understand what they can expect out of the camera system before it gets installed. Right, so you can understand how far you're going to be able to see somebody, identify a license plate, identify features about them, and then take those things further. And if the camera system isn't sufficient for the dory systems that you as the customer require, then we can pivot to other cameras that you can use.
Yeah, make sure you reach out to us. We'll help you through the process. He summed it up very nicely. Thank you for that, Michael. But there are so many pieces to the process to design it correctly. Make sure you reach out today so we can help you out with that. Before we get towards the end of the episode, we got 2 more to drink.
Let's go.
And I don't want to overstimulate your body here.
Celsius. Believe it or not, I see everybody drinking these. I've never had one of these.
Oh, raspberry peach. Well, you live fit is what it claims.
I love a good raspberry peach. Again, 0 sugar.
And
I
it's,
appreciate
you know, it's a
it.
more attractive can,
It
right?
is.
This makes you feel like you're doing less to your body because it's not one of the thick monster.
Not a big giant monster,
and,
right?
And look at the marketing on here. It just has fruit.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Just fruit on here. It's all sparkly and nice, and you got a little bicycle person on here. This really makes me think of this. Is basically, I'm drinking just pure water. I'm sure.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah, let's find out.
It's very good.
It is very good. This is like the Burger King moment right now.
This
Dang it!
They figured out a way to make this taste like it's not artificial.
It tastes real. It tastes like real juice. Yeah, that's delicious. I'm gonna give that thing a 9.25.
I'm going to give it a hard 9, yeah. I'm gonna give
It's
that a hard
unreal.
9. It's very good. All right, so second hot take for me is going to be, you really shouldn't install your own security system. You really should leave that up to the integrators like Architechne here. And the reason for that is because they haven't been trained by me. If they haven't been trained by me, you shouldn't trust them.
That's true. Let's talk about this. If you want to work with a real enterprise grade system that IC Realtime provides, you've got to find your right integrator. You got to find a person that you trust, because it's not just their prowess that this design piece happens. It also has to be partially designed, deployed, and integrated by your integrator. And so you need to make sure you find the right integrator and start working on that process as soon as your home's being built or remodeled. As soon as those walls open up, or before they're even there, make sure it's part of the process. We bring it up every time. We bring you through the life of the client process every time. Again, whether your whole project's $5,000 or $500,000, it doesn't matter. You get the exact same treatment, you get the exact same education, and you get the exact same time spent on you, the client. So expect the best of the best from us, and we will deliver. All right, we're to the final beverage.
All right.
And then we've got a shameless plug. We got like 3 of them today.
Okay.
We got 3 of them to get
All
through.
right.
This is the classic.
The classic, the original.
This is it.
It gives you wings. I don't know if you knew this.
Well, I need a little more wings there to reach this thing. You gotta cut that thing out. And he's struggling under my damn chair. All right, and look at this. It's still the same. I mean, they
haven't changed. They haven't changed it since it come out. No.
Let's go. And you can smell this thing from a mile away. This
Ain't
is
broke, don't fix it.
the vodka Red Bulls.
Oh God. Oh.
Good job, Miss
To
episode,
them.
brother.
Here's to them. Yeah. Tastes diabetic.
Yeah. This reminds me of when I was in my 20s for some reason. Yeah. Yep. That's gonna get used later.
5.
Oh, wow.
That's my other hot take.
Okay. What? Okay.
5.
What if we had Tito's with it?
Nah, still a 5.
Wow. I'm trying to save you, Red Bull. I liked the little Red Bull vehicles. Remember
They're
the little
cool.
with those
Yeah,
thing?
the little
I
Mini
liked
Coopers. Those
Yep,
were cool.
Those were cool. And I also like the Red Bull sporting events. Big fan of those.
Yep.
But I'm going to give the Red Bull a 3.
I'll give their race team a 9.
I will give the Mini Cooper a 12. So I thought that was really cool. The can on the back. I wish I had one of those. All right, before we get this thing wrapped up, the floor is yours. Give the IC Realtime shameless plug.
Well, I just want to say first, thank you for having us here. We really appreciate it. Our fantastic cameras are up here in your beautiful facility here. When it comes to IC Realtime, I just want to convey that we are a solutions provider. Any manufacturer can sell you a camera inside a box, an NVR inside a box, but we really want to provide you with a solution. And that goes from pre-install all the way through to post-install, from our design assistants to our incredible tech support team that supports not only the dealer, but the end user as well. So any IC Realtime customers, if you run into an issue, you can call us directly, which a lot of manufacturers do not offer. Really it's the service that we provide and the solutions that we provide that makes us the manufacturer that we are.
That's fantastic. I agree with everything that you just said. We got to get this thing wrapped up. If you want to protect your home, protect your children.
So hide your kids, hide your wife.
No, I'm not doing that. We're not doing that. We're not doing that.
John says
hey,
we can't.
yeah, John says we can't say all kinds of things, and we got to keep it that way. But like, subscribe, follow, smash things, whatever it is. Tonight it's energy drinks for us. Thank you so much. See you next episode. 5.
I'm gonna give it a hard 9. Yeah, I'm gonna.
It's
give it a hard
unreal.
9. It's very good.
One chain. Have you had this? Get some of those. Wow. Yeah, I'll pass it up to you. Here. One chain here. I only spit on it a little. Don't. We are not going to talk about Hawk 2.
Oh, poor thing. Her 5 minutes is up.